What's up, chums? Sharky here. I'm finally back. I've finally moved. Many of you have probably been hearing about me moving in the past few weeks, and I did move the weekend before last. It was super busy, pretty stressful. I have a lot more stuff than I initially thought. Found myself scrambling to finish packing all this miscellaneous stuff that I had to pay for, so I had been stressing out about that for weeks. Now I'm finally moved in. I might do an apartment tour eventually. Not quite ready for that yet. I really like it here, and I love having the freedom to record videos when I want to. If you hear water in the background, that's my aquarium. I'm gonna be doing a video on that very soon. I just wanted to wait a little bit longer before I show you guys that, because there are a few things that I'm waiting on in the mail to put together before I unveil it. For any of you that follow my community tab or my Discord server, you might have known that it was my birthday this past week on the 9th. I didn't do anything on my actual birthday. I kind of just stayed home. I did take the day off from work, so that was kind of nice. The day after, some of my coworkers got me some things, which was super nice. I didn't ask them to. They just surprised me with cookies and a cupcake, and that was really sweet of them. One of my other coworkers got me a Batman keychain from Legoland. Huge shout out to Paprika Gremlin for making that amazing art for my birthday. I really appreciated that. If you guys want to see that, I posted on my community tab and on my Discord, and I think on Instagram as well, but it's on there if you want to see it. But that's not really like all of this video is about, because I have a huge story that I want to tell you guys. And I'm not filming this in suit because I feel like I want you guys to know how much this meant to me, so I decided to do it in human mode. So as I said, my actual birthday was on June 9th. I'm 27 years old now. I know, I'm getting so old. So this past Saturday on the 12th, my family and I drove to Dallas, Texas, which is about 3 hours from here. The reason we went to Dallas is because I told them that the only thing I wanted to do for my birthday was go to Slice's. That was founded and is co-owned by someone that I'm a huge fan of here on YouTube and just in general. His name is Michael Franzese. You might have seen me talk about him a little bit on my community tab. Over the past few months, I've been binge watching his videos. If you don't know who he is, Michael Franzese is basically like an ex-mafia guy. Like, he was in the mob like back in the 80s and became a Christian, and now he doesn't do that anymore. He is a public speaker, and he goes to prisons and churches and public speaks about his story and his Christian testimony. I could listen to him talk for hours. If you've known me for a while, you know that I'm like really into like mafia history and stuff. You can blame Shark Tale for that. I had found his YouTube channel, and he does a lot of like mob movie reviews, which I really enjoy. He does some other like mob debunking. You might have seen him on BuzzFeed. He's been in a lot of BuzzFeed videos. But anyway, he co-owns this pizza place in Dallas. I think it originally opened in California. I think that's where the first one was. And then he's just been opening them like every few months across the United States. And it's something that I really, really wanted to check out. So on the 12th, my family and I, we drove to Dallas to go check out Slice's. You would think, as much as I follow the guy online, that I would know ahead of time that Saturday, June 12th, was actually the grand opening of that location. I had no idea, because I had seen on Instagram, he posted a video before that, like a few weeks before that, and said that it had already been opened. I come to find out later that it was a soft grand opening, so it wasn't like the grand opening. They were just kind of testing that area, testing the waters, so to speak. Yeah, we went to the actual grand opening, which was like an extension of my birthday. And the whole week leading up to that, I had been thinking, And mind you, I didn't know it was the grand opening. I did not know that. I assumed it was already open and running and everything. So I just thought we were gonna get some pizza and leave. Well, I don't even know how to tell this. Okay. We end up finding the place. It's like smack dab in the middle of Dallas in the city. And we're trying to find a parking place. And as we are passing by Slices, my dad points out that there is a very fancy car in the parking lot. It was a Cadillac, and then there was like this really nice Hummer next to it, okay? And mind you, like all week before that, I had been thinking in my mind, like, there's probably a 1% chance that I would see him there, like a very, very, very small chance that he might be there. But I wasn't counting on it, you know. I was like, well, I just want to try out the pizza for my birthday or whatever. So yeah, we're driving through Dallas, like trying to find a parking spot to go to this pizza place, and my dad's like, he might be here, Kate. And I'm like, I would die. We walked over, and apparently like they had the parking lot closed off. So they had like a DJ, they had music playing outside. The parking lot was like blocked off, so you couldn't park in that lot. You had to go park like in a garage a ways down or whatever. So then like, you know, the music's like blaring, and we walk up to the door, and I kid you not, like it's a small place, like it's a little place. And my dad turns around and he's like, he's here, he's in there. And I just started like freaking out, because I have been binge watching this guy on YouTube. I've seen like all of his videos. I've watched him online public speak at a church, and I'm just like obsessed with his stories and just everything that he had been sharing for months and months. And then he's right there, like he's literally in the doors of Slices. I just like totally started zoning out. Like I couldn't focus on anything. So we walk in, and you know, they have the pizza out and everything. And basically how it works is they have a bunch of different pre-made pizzas, and then you just pick a slice of which one you want, and they put it all into a box for you. But you can get like multiple kinds or whatever. So my parents and my sister are like trying to, you know, order pizza, like tell the guy what we want. And I'm just like staring, and I'm sorry, like I can't help but hype up how I felt, because that's how intense it was for me. So we get our pizza, and instead of leaving right away, we kind of just like hang out in the lobby. And by the way, like during this entire time, Michael is talking to some business people, like some people that are dressed really nicely, and I'm assuming some of his employees that worked at Slices. I totally respect semi-famous to famous people who, you know, might not want photos or hugs or handshakes, or just, you know, like they don't want people in their space. Like, I'm not saying he didn't, because like he was talking to somebody, so I just assumed that he was busy. I'm assuming, I don't know if he's the manager, but his name is Tony Riviera. And I did some research later, he was actually an associate in the same crime family as Michael, the Colombo crime family in New York back in the 80s. But he works with Michael, and he's standing there like at the counter, and he's talking to us. He's like, hey, how are you guys doing? Like, did you get everything that you wanted? And like, did you get drinks and everything, you know? And we're just kind of like, yeah, like this looks great. And Michael gets done talking to the other guy. Tony recognizes that I'm wearing this, and this is Michael Franzese dog tag that I got from his online store. It says remade on it, and it has a Proverbs verse on the back in his website. I bought it like months ago, but he's like, hey Michael, she's got one of your tags or whatever. And Michael like looks at me in the eyes first, and then looks at the tag, and then goes to shake my hand. he shakes my hand and I'm just like freaking out. I'm just like, hi Michael. I felt like such a goober because I was just standing there like, I don't know what to say. Tony starts talking about something else with my parents. I kind of was spacing out and I didn't really hear what they were talking about. But my dad was talking to Tony and I was talking to Michael. I'm a big fan of your YouTube channel and I have seen like all of your videos, and Tony asked him to sign one of his business cards for me, and my mom had told him that it was my birthday, so he's like telling me happy birthday, and it all happened so quickly, like I wasn't really comprehending what was happening. There was a lot of things that I wanted to ask him about and talk to him about, but we just didn't have the time, and believe me, I have been thinking about that since we left. Like, there were so many things that I wanted to tell him, and I actually, on Instagram, I made him some birthday art for his birthday, which was on the 27th of May, and he had liked it and noticed it. He reposted it, I think, on his story or whatever. And I was gonna tell him that I was the one that made it, but we kind of just ran out of time, and I knew he was probably busy with other things. So he starts handing us his business cards, which has his like email and social media on it, and he signs one of them for me, and he asked me what my name is, and I was like, Kate, and he's like, Kate. I'm like, yep, that's it. When I told him that I was a fan, he asked me if I saw the iced tea sit down that he did, which is kind of like an interview, he calls it a sit down, so it's more just like them talking. And I said I had, and I thought it was really good. And so yeah, he signed a business card for me, and we just got to talk a little bit, and my dad was asking him if he would open a Slices in Austin, which is where we are, and he said there's a good chance because a lot of his team is from here that help run the Dallas location. I will be there. Like, if you open one in Austin, I will so be there. But it was an awesome birthday. I had such a good time. Like, that was the highlight of my weekend and probably the best birthday I've ever had. And I was so red-faced afterwards, and he shook my hand and he told me happy birthday and gave me the business card, and I was just like, I was just happy for the whole rest of the day. I really hope that I get to meet him again and we get to talk a little bit longer, because there was a lot of things that I wanted to ask and say to him, but we'll just see if he comes to Austin. My family did take a picture with him as well, but for their privacy, I don't think I'm gonna post that, but I'll show you the one with me and him. Totally a God thing, because we're both Christians, and there's no way that would have worked out, that he would be there on the grand opening day. I didn't even know it was the grand opening, and he's there for only like 4 hours, and then he was gonna leave later. Like, there's no way for my birthday of all things. So yeah, just a really awesome experience. I had a great birthday. I'm wanting to do an artist interview with Malibu Moz, who is a very popular Instagram artist, and they've done a couple pieces for me in the past, and I really want to bring them on the channel, so be looking forward to that. For any of you wondering, I've had my first vaccine. I'm getting my second one on the 19th, so very soon, at the end of this week. But after that, I'll be completely vaccinated. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and I'll see you next time.